If you're between 70 and 80 years old and can still manage these 8 things, you're truly special. You're like a rare gem, destined to live a long life, maybe even up to 100. It's a blessing. Everyone wants to live longer, but life doesn't always go the way we expect. Many people don't make it to 70, and for those who do, some find themselves barely able to get by, relying on others to help them move around or take care of basic needs. A key period is between 70 and 75 years old. If you get through this stage with your health intact, there's a good chance you'll live to 80 and beyond. So, take a moment to observe yourself. If you're still able to do these things, you're truly remarkable, and it's something to be thankful for every day. 1. If your body is still in good shape and you can take care of yourself, consider it a massive blessing. Health is the greatest asset as you age. Being able to sit down and eat a meal by yourself is far more rewarding than paying a caregiver thousands of dollars a month to feed you. Staying healthy means you can live comfortably, and even more importantly, you won't be a burden to your children. Nobody wants to become a burden to their kids, which is why staying healthy is so important. With good health, you can still cook, shop, clean, and maybe even help your kids with something. Staying active gives you a sense of purpose. The best way to maintain your health isn't by eating fancy foods or going to high-end retreats. It's about keeping a positive attitude. A good mood lifts your whole spirit, and that's more powerful than you might think. As you age, your body naturally slows down, and maintaining your physical health takes a bit more effort. Daily exercise becomes essential, but just as important is maintaining a good mood. A positive mindset really is the best medicine. Try to see the good in things and avoid letting anger take over, because anger can damage your health. Living with happiness lightens your heart, reduces stress, and helps you stay healthier longer. When you're healthy, you can enjoy life. But poor health, that can end up being a burden on both your spouse and your children. If your children don't fully understand your needs, they might not be as attentive, leaving you feeling isolated in your old age. These days, many elderly people are staying active by dancing in parks, hiking, or traveling with friends. Others enjoy a quiet retirement by practicing calligraphy, reading, or gardening. The secret to staying healthy is simple: stay happy, eat well, get good rest, and take care of yourself. This approach will improve your physical well-being over time. Your body needs attention and care. Keep your mind open, your temper in check, and make exercise a part of your daily routine to stay in good shape. 2. If your mind is still sharp and you can see through people's tricks, that's another blessing. A lot of older people unfortunately become forgetful and are easily misled. It's easy for them to fall into scams, whether it's buying financial products or expensive health supplements. These kinds of expenses can drain your savings fast. The worst part: some elderly people don't even realize they've been scammed and might end up hurting their family financially. Once you're over 70, you can pretend to be confused if you want, but don't actually let yourself get tricked. Stay alert and aware of your surroundings. There are many shady companies that use free gifts and emotional connections to get close to the elderly. They offer free gatherings, health checkups, or gratitude events to win your trust, then use that to push unnecessary products. Be cautious of things like expert consultations, free health checks, or tours. They can often lead to you being taken advantage of. Avoiding these traps keeps you from falling for scams and other harmful situations. 3. If your finances are still strong and you don't need to rely on your kids for money, you're in a good place. It's not scary to have money that you can't spend, but it's definitely scary to be alive without enough to support yourself. While it's okay to ask your children for help if needed, if you have to ask for money every year, it might start to cause tension, especially if your kids are struggling with their own finances. If you have a pension or savings, you can manage things yourself and not have to trouble your children. Owning your own home is even better because it gives you independence. You won't have to live under someone else's roof or constantly worry about their opinions. Remember, you could still have decades left to live, so don't take spending money lightly. Make sure you have enough saved to support yourself with the occasional help from your kids, so money doesn't become a source of stress or conflict. 4. If you can still communicate with your children without getting into serious arguments, that's a huge plus. Many elderly people feel misunderstood or disliked when they speak because they talk about outdated things or seem out of touch. Old age can bring fear and stubbornness, making communication harder. But elderly people who can communicate smoothly are flexible and empathetic. Think about why your grandchildren would want to spend time with you. In this world, nothing lasts forever. You need to offer emotional value to your relationships to earn trust and independence. When older people provide emotional support, rather than constantly complaining, relationships with their children improve dramatically. 5. If you're lucky enough to still have your spouse around, especially your original partner, that's a rare gift. An elderly woman named Lan once shared, "I'm over 70, still riding my scooter to take the grandkids to school, buying groceries, cooking, doing laundry and taking care of my spouse. My spouse just enjoys life while I do all the hard work. Is it tiring? Sure. But is it worth it? Absolutely." There's a sense of pride in her words. Having a spouse, even if they can't help much, brings comfort and companionship. Couples who marry late in life often don't have the same deep emotional bond as those who have been together for decades. Late-life marriages tend to be more about convenience than love. As the saying goes, husband and wife are like birds in the same forest. When disaster strikes, they fly apart. A neighbor of mine lost his wife and ended up remarrying through introductions. His new wife had a son, and they quickly got together. To outsiders, it looks like a marriage of convenience, lacking the deep emotional connection he had with his first wife. Life is like that sometimes. Late-life couples may not reignite that spark, but they come together for the companionship they need. 6. If you're still eager to learn and can navigate the outside world smoothly, that's something to be proud of. Learning keeps your mind sharp, and many older people lose this ability. They might struggle with reading signs, using phones, or handling basic tasks like making payments. You don't need to study advanced subjects like astronomy, but learning how to manage daily tasks is incredibly helpful. Don't just use your phone to gossip. Learn to use it to look up useful information or pay bills online. This will make your life easier and help you stay independent. 7. If you still have hobbies that keep you busy, life never feels boring. At 70, you may not be able to engage in vigorous exercise, and activities like dancing in the park might be too much for some. Others can't sit still for too long, so games like mahjong may not be ideal. But having hobbies is essential for keeping your spirit lively. Chess, painting, singing, fishing, whatever brings you joy is worth pursuing. Many people lose interest in life after retirement. They either become full-time babysitters for their grandchildren or withdraw completely. But staying playful and curious about life keeps you young at heart. Studies show that elderly people who maintain a playful spirit tend to live longer. Playing and engaging in hobbies improves mental and physical health, slows memory loss, and enhances social connections. It's also a great way to fight off loneliness. 8. If your heart remains broad and you don't spend your time comparing yourself to others, you're in a great mental place. As people age, they often develop smaller tempers and smaller perspectives. Some become stubborn, set in their ways, and unwilling to see things from others' points of view. But if you can remain open-minded and accepting, that's rare and precious. Elderly people who can accept imperfections, avoid jealousy, and refuse to dwell on their own or others' shortcomings tend to be happier. Instead of complaining or worrying about the future, they focus on living each day with a calm heart. These days, being in your 70s isn't considered that old, but that doesn't mean you should take it lightly. Continue to bring positive energy into your life and the lives of those around you, and your sense of happiness will only grow. Old age is not the end. You can still live well, and you will never be alone in this journey.